Welcome to the 2011 Online Mining Conference, brought to you by Investor Ideas. Investor ideas that can change the world. And SmallCapVoice.com, one of today's leaders in corporate communications and investor relations. We value your participation in this event. Enjoy the conference.
Hello, my name is Malcolm Buchholz, President and Chief Executive Officer of Strategic Resources. Strategic Resources is a Canadian junior exploration company with a focus on the state of New Mexico. Strategic Resources trades in Canada on the TSX Venture Exchange under the ticker symbol UVR. Certain statements in this presentation may constitute forward-looking statements with respect to our exploration activities. We seek safe harbor. Strategic Resources was first attracted to the state of New Mexico by the state's potential for uranium. We are involved in a joint venture that can see Strategic earn up to a 60% interest in a uranium project situated in the Daddle Mountains of New Mexico. The Daddle Mountains are located southwest of Albuquerque and immediately south of the more famous Grants Mineral Belt. Uranium was first discovered in the Daddle Mountains in 1955 by a company called Federal Resources. Gulf Oil aggressively explored this area from the late 60s right through to the early 70s. This photograph depicts one of approximately 150 old drill holes that we have found in the project area. Strategic Resources has now completed its first round of drilling to satisfy tranche number 1 of its joint venture commitments. However, the March 11th earthquake and tsunami event that crippled the Fukushima nuclear facility in Japan has now cast a dark shadow over the uranium market. The outlook for uranium has gone from stellar to uncertain. In the coming weeks, Strategic will be meeting with its joint venture partner to discuss the future scope and pace for the remainder of this joint venture effort. But there is much more to the state of New Mexico than just uranium. Much more indeed. New Mexico is fast becoming recognized as an exciting location for strategic and critical metals, including the rare earths. And speaking of rare earth, America, quite literally over the past 20 or so years, forgot to mine the store. The notion of depending on foreign countries, most notably China, for a reliable supply of industrial and critical metals, including rare earth, became all too comfortable. This policy is now proving to have been a very dangerous one for America. The message is clear. America must develop its own domestic sources of rare earth minerals. This graph paints the picture. Global demand is outpacing supply when it comes to rare earth. It is not only America that must develop new sources of rare earth metals. The situation with fluorite is similar to that of rare earth. Chinese fluorite exports are now being reduced. The American fluorite mining industry is flat on its back. America must revitalize its domestic fluorite mining industry. Thankfully for America, there is hope. Nearly 100 years ago, geologist Valdemar Lindgren observed a trend of alkalic volcanic rocks extending from Alaska right through to Mexico. Many of the much talked about rare earth projects that investors are familiar with fall within this belt of alkalic volcanic rock. And the good news is this alkalic belt passes right through the state of New Mexico. One area of interest in this alkalic belt is the Limitar Mountains located near Socorro, New Mexico. Dike formations in this area contain very interesting amounts of iron, titanium, zircon, and yttrium. Strategic has literally just scratched the surface of this project. Much additional work remains to be done in this area. This slide shows one of the dike features that pervade the area. Another area of interest in this alkalic belt is the Guyanus Mountains. In fact, Strategic Resources' flagship project is situated in the Guyanus Mountains. This volcanic mountain range is located approximately 100 miles southeast of Albuquerque. Volcanic intrusive action in the Guyanus Mountains has resulted in faulting and brecciation. Faults and breccia zones have created pathways for fluorite and rare earth mineralization to come up from the magma chamber below, as this theoretical diagram illustrates. This slide shows one of many old prospect pits that exist in the Guyanus Mountains. In fact, rare earth and fluorite were first discovered in the Guyanus Mountains in the 1940s. The lack of trees, as a result of forest fires a decade ago, make for very easy exploration activity. In the Guyanus Mountains, rare earth mineralization is contained within the matrix of purple-colored calcium fluorite rock. Strategic Resources is currently trading in the 10 to 11 cent range, an ideal price point for traders and investors alike. Drilling will be starting in the coming days in the Guyanus Mountains. The entire team at Strategic is excited and eager to get underway. To conclude, America must develop its own sources of rare earth and other critical minerals. America must revitalize its fluorite mining industry. New Mexico is an excellent geological location for rare earth, fluorite, and other critical minerals. Strategic Resources' upcoming activities on its flagship Guyanus Mountains project represents an important step forward for America and for New Mexico both. That is why we say Strategic Resources is probably New Mexico's most exciting mineral exploration opportunity. Strategic Resources trades in Canada on the TSX Venture Exchange under the ticker symbol UVR. This has been Malcolm Buchholz, President and Chief Executive Officer. Thanking you for listening today. Please keep in touch with us. We would enjoy hearing from you.